A lot of manufacturers, when they go wireless, they assume that you need to have feature sets coming out of your earlobes. And look, they are really nice to have. But what if you don't have $3,000 for a headset? What if you've only got half of that? Maybe these are a good option for you. Good afternoon and welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. Corsair HS70 Pro Wireless. The Pro's just been kind of thrown in there. I can't see why they would be any more pro than the normal HS70s or the original set, except for, well, this stylish cream headband that the French would call a certain I don't know what. Corsair's idea here being something a little bit more budget friendly with still a full kind of premium feature set, and that's exactly what they've delivered. The Corsair HS70 Pro Wireless is compatible with PC and with PlayStation now, so you can just connect the dongle which it ships with directly into your PS, and then it's going to be compatible from there. You also get some other nice little add-ons, including the touchable microphone, which I've already set up to be connected and detached with from in the wrong way around, obviously. There we go, because they would sit normally on the left hand side, which is exactly where these are sitting, and there is a little rubber garret which normally sits over that hole. So if you're not using your mic from there, then you can just cover that hole, and then it doesn't get dust and all the horrible things inside of there. And then they give you quite a nice rubberized micro USB micro cable. It's not Type C, it's a micro. So they give you that with the headset so that you can charge it from there, because if you're going to be using it on PlayStation or PC, then you can just charge it from a USB 3 port. So very default package contents, but what about the headset itself? So on the left hand side, you have a locked scrolling volume slider, which is my preferred one, the free scrolls. I tend to blow my ears off at some point. Then below that, you've got a mic mute and unmute button. Below that, you have the indicator light next to the charging port, which is the micro USB type, and then below that you have the detachable microphone which connects in there. Nice big circumaural setup as well, so it does encompass the ear quite comfortably. Pretty comfortable pads as well, although I did get some ear contact. Once again, I have like the fattest head for a dude my size. I kid you not, I cannot even buy caps to wear, okay, because of how enormous this damn head is. So fat head test. It gets a thumbs up from me actually, because the fatigue was after many hours, which is kind of normal. The weight and stuff is also pretty good. Another thing that's been done nicely are the prongs on the side of the headset. They've split off in this kind of design so that the headset itself, or the speaker, can actually rotate back and forth to contour to your specific head shape. Very good touch. And then just a little bit of movement left and right so that they can, once again, contour to your head shape. The headband isn't the most luxurious I've ever felt. It is really good quality. Everything on this is built exceptionally well, especially at the price point consideration. The quality is high, but I just would have liked just a little bit more padding on top, okay? Just to cushion the head. It did feel, as you put it on, you're kind of like, it's a little bit firm, but it does sort of loosen up over time as you wear the headset. Like I said, fatigue for me was very low with these, which is not what I was expecting when they sit that close, and I have to go, well, that wide for my head, right? But they did sit and feel quite comfortable because of just that little bit of movement in there, so they're not so stiff and they don't contour to the shape of your head. Nicely done. Even on the expander adjustment section here, there are little numbers as well, so you can get it to the exact size of the transport. So if you've set it on 8 or 6 or whatever the case is, whenever you get to your destination, you can set it to that exact height and it's going to fit exactly comfortably. Nice. I gotta give the overall look and feel and build quality a solid 10 out of 10. Corsair traditional quality is here. There's very little Corsair tax involved with this purchase. And similarly with the speakers that are in here, which is probably the most important part of a headset, is the speakers and the delivery of audio. They've put in 50mm neodymium magnets. They tuned them for mid-range and high range to be a little bit better than the bass. The bass delivery, it's not underwhelming, it is good and it is there. It's just less than I was expecting, if I'm honest. But with these cans being quite broad, as you can see, the headset itself, or the cans that the speakers sit in, is quite broad. They've put the speaker really far at the back of the headset, and that means that you get really good audio positioning, which is what you need from a gaming headset. In big open environments and running around in things like New World or playing FPS games, these absolutely shine. Even playing games like Dota, abilities, noises and stuff do actually have like spatial sound. So if an ability goes off here compared to right next to you, then it does create high or lower tones. So everywhere that is kind of considered, where you're looking at a spatial audio or distancing to a target, etc., they did their job incredibly well. Another thing that came across really nicely was actually with watching TI. They've got a lot of commentators and they're trying to kind of emulate the crowd and everything being there and still pushing the sound out into the open hall and all of that sort of stuff. The spatial sound there was exceptionally good. Volume control as well in these is pretty damn on point. It distorts right at the top end, which is exactly what I want in a headset, because certain songs and environments aren't going to distort as early as others, so they go loud. They go very loud and comfortably loud, which is a plus. So if there is an environment or an audio or playback from something that you're working on even, and you need to be able to hear it better, the headset's got you covered for those low volume environments. Now, as far as the microphone goes, it's pretty much a chat mic. It does have a pop filter on it, which is nice, and it is a noise cancelling-esque type of microphone, albeit if you don't put it through a filter, it's not going to give you the best performance. For that, I'm just going to jump over to show you my recording in OBS quickly. Alrighty, so this is the microphone directly into OBS at 160 kilobytes per second. I'm recording video at 15,000 kilobytes per second on the fast preset MP4 encoder, just for your reference. H.264, X264, we're running through software at the moment. So this is the mic raw into OBS, and as you can see, when I clap, none of that is being taken out. The noise cancelling factors of the microphone, like I said, are a little bit gimmicky. To show you true noise cancelling now, I'm going to put it through NVIDIA Broadcast quickly. Alrighty, now we have it on NVIDIA Broadcast. You'll hear the audio quality and stuff isn't going to really be improved. That's just because the limitations of the microphone. Also notice how close I have it to my mouth. If I take it slightly further away, it does get a little bit less clippy and a little bit more pleasant, but it's not really a Whitney Houston level, microphone over here. It's literally just for chat. But as far as noise cancellation goes, now when I clap right next to it with NVIDIA Broadcast running, you can see all of that is taken out. This is why I love NVIDIA Broadcast. It does sometimes mess with the compression of your audio, however, so do take that with a pinch of salt. But back to the studio. So as you can see, you're going to need some NVIDIA RTX voice or something like that to get true noise cancelling. All of these that are on here are kind of like gimmicky in a way. No real manufacturer ever gets that 100% right. But we have NVIDIA Broadcast for that. So if you've got an RTX sound card, then you can put it through there. And what's nice is because it's wireless, you can walk around. On that note, the wireless range, line of sight, you're probably going to max out at about 5 meters. Doesn't go through walls or anything like that very well. But at the price point, it's kind of acceptable for what it is. Battery life as well, I did use them solidly for 14 hours out of box before they ran out of power. I plugged them in for literally like 20 minutes, 30 minutes into a USB 3 and used them for a few hours after the fact, and they didn't go down. So fast charging is sort of implied. I'm not exactly sure what it would be from 0 to 100 because there's no battery meter. That's about the only detraction I can see from this. They do give you a little boop boop warning when it is hitting 20%, and they are normal boop boop kind of on and off sounds. Let me just try and actually emulate that with the microphone over here so you can get an idea. That's sort of what the alert tone would be. So you get a double boop when it is on 20% battery, and then you probably got like 2 or 3 hours left before you're going to need to charge. Then you just leave them plugged in overnight and they'll be on the next day. The equated time is 16 hours. I think that's very realistic, all things considered, especially if you're not listening to them at ear-splitting levels. All in all, price versus performance considered, I got to give them a solid 9 out of 10. I think Corsair's done a really good job here. The only thing that I would change is this headband is a little bit slim for a big old noggin like mine. And look, like I say, I'm in like the maybe 2% of head sizes over here. This thing is enormous, okay? It weighs me down all the time. I've got a viciously overdeveloped neck because of it. It's a real problem. Anyway, that is all I have for you in this review. If you have enjoyed it, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.
But if you don't play it for me, I'm out of it, I'm out of it. I lick my gun and then I'm done.
Okay, I just upgraded microphone. Okay, I'm just throwing this in at the end of the video. This is the first time I'm getting to use it. I got like super lucky with a 61% discount. Okay, a $7,000 microphone. Now I've got a UHF mic for you guys, so it should sound a lot better and also not peak as frequently. So that's always nice.